A blaze in the Perth Hills, which has raged for more than 24 hours, has finally been brought under control. 64 homes have been destroyed and another 32 damaged, but those numbers could rise once the full extent of the devastation becomes clearer. From Perth, Jane Norman reports.
Hundreds of firefighters worked tirelessly through the night, battling bushfires northeast and southeast of Perth. Of greatest concern, this blaze in the hills suburb of Roleystone. Many residents in the path of the fire had little choice but to get out.
Just rang up and said, it's lock your doors and windows and it's got to go.
You can see it at the top of each road, a huge big line of fire on the hill there. And so it's a very dangerous situation to stay.
For those who left, the night was spent at evacuation centres, waiting to find out if their homes were still standing.
Obviously we're hoping, fingers crossed, that it's still all okay.
Some, though, stayed to defend their properties.
We're pretty confident we'll manage it as it walks its way up here. So.
Daybreak provided some relief for firefighters, but it also gave a clearer view of what had been lost. Scores of homes burnt to the ground, dozens more damaged.
The Scarp is always a horrendous place to fight fires. We've been using our aircraft today to good effect. Ground crews are getting in there.
In a cruel twist, it's believed 2 of the homes destroyed belonged to local firefighters. A strong easterly fanned the flames and authorities struggled to keep up with spot fires.
Worst day of my life. It's volunteer. Yep. House is burning. Which house do you say?
The Premier has declared the area a natural disaster zone and offered financial assistance to the victims.
The state government will make available immediately $3,000 to those people who have lost their homes and $1,000 to those people who have experienced significant damage.
Firefighters from Victoria have offered to help out and 2 extra helitacs are on their way. Authorities say they'll need the assistance, with fire crews facing another long night. Jane Norman, Lateline.
And reporter Jane Norman joins us now live from one of the worst hit areas, Roleystone, a hill suburb about 35 kilometres southeast of Perth. And Jane, what's the situation right now?
Well, Ali, there is some good news. The fire has been brought under control and it's now only burning within containment lines. FESA has lifted its emergency warning for residents in the Roleystone and Kelmscott areas and now has downgraded its advice to a watch and act.
What risk, though, a wind change and that these flames could flare again?
Well, firefighters for the past 24 hours have been battling these really gusty easterly winds and, there is a chance that those winds could pick up tonight and cause another flare-up. But at this stage, fire crews are fairly optimistic that the worst is now over.
So how soon until local residents will be able to get back into the area and see just the extent of the damage?
Well, some residents in the Clifton Hills area have been allowed back into their properties late this afternoon, but Clifton Hills wasn't really in the direct line of the fire and so it's been left relatively unscathed. So for those residents who are in the worst hit areas, it's pretty unlikely that they'll be able to return for some time, possibly tomorrow afternoon or even, Wednesday morning at the earliest, simply because of the amount of debris that remains in the area and also the risk that, falling power poles and falling trees poses.
Jane Norman in Perth, many thanks.